Hi guys, SP64 here, and today I'll be talking about Rouge the Bat. Why? Because she's awesome and the best Sonic character ever! I mean, she's like James Bond, but with tits! Plus I have a certain thing that I want to talk about that involves her. As most Sonic fans know, there are many different characters in the Sonic series, ranging from good to great to god-awful. Due to there being so many, there of course are a few characters that are overrated and characters that are underrated. And Rouge, in my opinion, is probably one of the most underrated Sonic characters in the entire Sonic series. Why? Well, all will be explained in this video. Ever since Rouge's debut in SA2, there has been somewhat of a controversy on Rouge as a character. Some people believe that she's a bland character that just mends into the rest of Sonic's friends, and others many see her as a whore and nothing else. Starting with the perception of Rouge being a whore, since that's the easiest one to get out of the way. Definition of a whore: a promiscuous woman. For those who don't know what that word means, it basically means a woman who sleeps around with a lot of men, whether she's in a relationship or not. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the only guys who Rouge shows an interest for are Knuckles and Shadow. Possibly Sonic, though it's more than likely she gave up after he rejected her in Sonic Battle. With Knuckles, Rouge just mainly teases him and likes to steal the Master Emerald, making them rivals. However, it is possible that Rouge has a romantic interest in the Echidna, though sadly I doubt it will go anywhere relationship-wise. With Shadow, I honestly can't really see Rouge having that kind of an interest in him, as it has been shown that she values Shadow more like a very close friend since they work so well together. That, and Shadow isn't the kind of guy who would even be interested in romance, let alone sex. Some people have called Rouge a whore mainly because of her design, claiming that her cleavage is the main reason. Coming from a female perspective, no woman can control how big her breasts are. It's all just natural. Some girls have small breasts, some girls have big breasts. Doesn't mean they're a whore or anything else, just makes them who they are. Personally, I really like Rouge's design. It gives her that spy look, and the hearts help to establish that she's the flirtatious character in the series. It's unique in comparison to the other female designs, as it's more dark and just suits her really well. On to the perception of Rouge being a bland character. Honestly, I fully disagree. Of course my opinion is biased since Rouge is my favourite Sonic character besides Sonic, but I do believe that Rouge has had her shining moments, especially in SA2, Sonic X, the Archie comics, and even Sonic 06. Let me start with 06 since I'm pretty sure most people are confused. Yes, 06 wasn't the greatest of games to come from Sega, but what I did enjoy was Shadow's story and the conflict that happens almost halfway in. Shadow and Rouge learn that Omega will be the one that inevitably destroys Shadow in the future, due to the world fearing Shadow's powers. For some reason. Shadow is obviously hurt by this and begins walking off, with Rouge stopping him and letting him know, and I quote, "Even if you believe everyone in the world will be against you, know that I'll always remain by your side." That quite honestly shows how much Rouge cares for the people that are close to her, and is very determined in sticking with them through thick and thin, even if it risks her own life. Not to mention that she was defending Shadow against Omega in the same scene. It shows that even though Rouge's main interests are jewels, she is willing to throw that all away if her friends are ever in need. In Sonic X, Rouge has a lot more screen time than she does in the games, which helps to show her flirtatious and cunning side. She knows how to get what she wants, and always strategically thinks of ways of getting information that may aid her in her missions and jewel hunting. She does show some consideration mainly for Shadow, as seen by her worrying about his well-being in the last few episodes of the anime. But unlike 06, she just shrugs it off and pretends that she doesn't really care when other people point it out. Sonic X also helped to show Rouge's skills in combat, and how she mainly uses her legs as a means of fighting. Very similar to Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Finally, in the Archie comics, there have been a few interpretations of Rouge. Before the Genesis Wave, Rouge was more of an antagonist rather than a neutral character, which I admit doesn't exactly help her character. However, after the Genesis Wave, that is when Rouge really shines. In Sonic Universe, there was a Knuckles arc where herself and the rest of Team Dark were featured. I mainly point this arc out because it once again portrays her as a character that does care about the well-being of other people rather than gems. In fact, I don't think she even mentioned gems in that arc since she was more focused on the mission. Rouge also seems to be more of a character that would sooner sort out an issue verbally rather than physically. When Shadow and Knuckles are fighting, she becomes annoyed and often calls them idiots and childish. When ordered to simply take the Master Emerald whilst Knuckles is distracted, she refuses to, stating how she respects Knuckles and demands that they wait until Shadow and Knuckles come back so that they can sort it out in a civilized manner. After all the times Rouge has stolen the Master Emerald, wanted it for herself, she refuses to, which shows that she has grown as a character and isn't as shallow as some people may think. Isn't character development just great? Overall, Rouge is a very interesting character who has a very tactful mind, consideration for others, and is fully capable of holding her own in a battle. I think that if Sega would focus more on characters like Rouge, then people would be more open to showing more fan love towards them. It does upset me to see how only a small percentage of people seem to fully respect Rouge, and don't just judge her based on her looks. As cliche as it sounds, it's simply best not to judge a book by its cover. I of course understand that the whole whore thing is a joke, but it's just something that I kind of wanted to point out in this video. Oh well, Rouge will always be a favourite in my mind, and hopefully this video somewhat changed your perspective on Rouge as a character. Thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video.